So today we're filming the truth behind the smiles about having a 2-year-old, a toddler. Excuse me. Yeah, okay. Go back. Fall back. Okay.
What do you need? What do you want?
It's cooking. The pizza's cooking. You have to wait for it.
Mark. What's going on, man?
Come here.
Why are we crying? You want to go eat? We have to finish making it. It's not done yet.
It's cooking.
We gotta cook it. You don't want to cook it? You want to eat it cold? You can't eat it cold. You gotta heat it up.
Say okay. Say okay, Daddy.
I'm sorry. Come here. Aw. It's okay.
When King was a baby, he was a perfect baby. Of course, newborns, all they did was eat, sleep, poop. We didn't have to worry about him being fussy as a baby, crying or anything. He was great the entire time, even when he was 1. Everybody.
See, he was always like that. If you check out our video with the birth, you see that he was born. He wouldn't even cry when he was born. He was like, okay, I'm chill.
Yeah, he was a good baby.
Until now.
Even when he hit 2 years old, there was like, in the beginning, there was like, all right, he's gonna hit the terrible tooth phase, but we didn't really have that issue. We just recently. You okay? Yeah? Yeah. So basically they said, oh, he was going to hit terrible tooth once he turned 2 years old. But that really wasn't the issue. He was still a really good baby. It wasn't until he turned like 2.5 he started becoming really like more independent. With his independence, he knew what he wanted. He was more vocal, talking more. So at that point, like, he was really whining when he didn't get what he wanted. And some days he'll be whining all day. I kissed it. Some days he'll be whining all day, and those days are really, really stressful. And it's like, there's really nothing you can do but just give him attention. And it's been really hard. Like, having a 2-year-old is fun, but it's also a lot of work. I be having days where I'm like, oh, my patience is so low. Like, I'll be like, Mark, can you just watch him for a second? Like, we have to take turns, because if I was with him 24/7, like, I would be stressed out.
Well, see, the thing is that he's at the age now where he knows what he wants, and he can.
Let's see.
He knows what he wants to say, but he can't articulate it yet. So it's the whole frustration of, I'm trying to explain to you what I want, and my parents aren't understanding. So he gets frustrated and gets all whiny, and then you're like, and then it's like you feed it to each other. So I think one thing that is you have to try to do is kind of go above it and like have that patience. You know, okay, well, I know he's frustrated. Let's try to work through his frustrations with him. So sometimes it's very hard to communicate with him because he is 2, and he knows exactly what he wants. You got to figure out that exact thing. So you have to go through, is it this? No. Is it this? No. Is it this? No. Is it this? No. And sometimes that whole trying to figure out what he wants can be very frustrating. But at the end, when you figure it out, is also very rewarding. And then you feel like happy, like, I figured it out, yay! So like, I like that part. So usually if he gets like really fussy, like I get a lot of joy out of figuring out what it is. So usually I try to like take him and like help him figure out what it is, because I find that when he's able to communicate, it makes him feel better. He's happy, I'm happy, everyone's happy. But if I like shut whatever and like, okay, you know what, I can't figure it out, then no one's happy. So the whole process of figuring it out also helps teach him how to communicate better. So I find that. Yeah,
it's a lot of work. You just have to have a lot of patience. And like, for me, what helps is when I get to that point where it's too much, I just like be quiet and I just take a deep breath. Like, it's better. I've learned say nothing than to yell. I don't yell. I just won't say anything. I just get really quiet and just try to figure out what he wants. but he is a good baby overall. I think it's just what people mean when they say terrible twos. I guess that's what they mean when they say that.
It's that age where they know what they want, but they can't communicate what they want.
Yeah.
And so it's just trying to figure out what it is.
And he's really I need to wipe your nose. He's really only expressive and like that only with us. Whenever he's with family, friends, or strangers, or even at school, he got spit over me. He doesn't really have that issue, so he's not one of those brats that acts out when he goes to school. Don't mind this. He was crying on me.
It's part of being a parent.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just letting y'all know that ain't for me.
What? Yeah.
Come on, let's go check on the pizza. We can talk to someone. We'll be back.
Yeah. So we're eating pizza tonight. He likes pizza. Again, being a difficult child, sometimes it's hard to find things he wants to eat. And we found that pizza is an easy thing for him. He likes chicken, he likes pizza. He's very picky sometimes, so you gotta make it work. But that's just part of being a parent and just trying to work with your child and work through everything. And then I've learned that it's not always about what they eat, that they eat. Like recently, he likes Lucky Charms. And I felt really like a bad parent for giving him just Lucky Charms in the morning. So a bag full of Lucky Charms. Now, you know what? Okay, let me do my research for what's going on. And I looked, a cup full of Lucky Charms is healthier than a packet full of oatmeal I was trying to make him eat.
It's still cooking.
So I'm trying to make him eat oatmeal, and the Lucky Charms you want are healthier. They have more vitamins, same amount of sugar, less carbs. So at that point, I'm like, okay, well, give him Lucky Charms. It looks bad. It's sugary cereal, but he's what he wants. In a way, it's better for him. So you have to learn how to pick your battles. It's not always about, all right, I have to be the parent and like dominate my child, and I have to like, oh, you know what, you're gonna follow me and do what I have to do.
Okay.
Especially at this age, he can't communicate. If you have an older child, they're able to talk to you and able to like express what they're feeling, but he can't. All he can do is whine and cry and say the few words he knows. And if he doesn't have words to express what he's feeling, all he's going to do is cry about it. It's part of this age. It's part of being a 2-year-old. And I think it's our jobs as parents to help our children get through that. To not like allow their frustrations to make us frustrated, but to move past it. You know what? Okay, well, let's make it work. This will pass. Like every day he's learning more words, and every day we try to learn new words and try to basically expand his vocabulary. And then as we do that, he'll get past his age where he feels like he can't communicate, so he just lashes out. But every child is different. You have some children who are very whiny and very extra, and that's their personality. And it's more than just their being the terrible twos, it's just who they are. You have kids who, as they get older, they're still whiny, still very emotional, still very like crying about every little thing. And then it goes to a different level. A lot of times there's other things they have going on, fears, insecurities, a bunch of other stuff. But like I said, it's our job as parents to help them work through it no matter what it is. So if you find your child is more whiny than you think they should be at this age, just deal with it. It's part of being a parent. It's what you signed up for. And you just have to just ask God to help you have that strength and that knowledge on how to handle it properly. And you have some parents who handle it by doing some terrible things to their children. And you have some parents who are amazing parents, and it's about finding your good, happy spot in that and not allowing situations to like go crazy.
I got pizza over here. That's all. Why are you looking at my pizza like that? When I was pregnant, I had someone ask me, are you going to be the learn as you can go kind of mom or take advice? And I was like, I don't know.
She doesn't like taking advice. She wants to figure it out. She goes by herself and make mistakes. She makes it instead of just like figuring out how people like, hey, no, do it this way, not this way. A lot of times situations don't come up until you're in the moment. So if you're in the moment, you can't say then, oh, I don't want any advice. I don't want any help, because that's the time when you need help, is when you're in the moment. If you're in a situation and you don't know what's going on, you don't know how to handle it, and someone does, why not take their advice in that situation? Why let a situation go south?
I think because of how I'm feeling in that moment. Tell me stuff, I'm listening. I'm saying like outside people. I'm talking about like outside people.
If you guys are like together and he's like crying with you,
I can't really think of a moment right now.
And I come downstairs like to figure out why he's crying, you don't want me to like interject into the situation.
Yes, I do, because you get him to stop. Yes, I do. You get him to stop. The other weekend, you got him to stop crying. And I did not interrupt.
Sometimes.
I never interrupt you. You usually get him to stop crying.
Because I stop, think, and listen.
And sometimes he has days, most days recently, he wants us to feed him. Did you talk about that?
I didn't talk about him wanting us to feed him.
He wants us to feed him. He just started preschool. When he gets home from preschool, he needs a lot of attention, and I guess he misses us. So even though he can feed himself, he wants us to hold him. That's mine. I
call it proving your love type of thing. So
he wants us to feed him.
He wants that whole reassurance that like your mom, your dad, you love me, you want to take care of me. So like at school, they don't help him feed him. He has to feed himself.
Yeah.
I know he knows how to feed himself. So in the morning when he wants me to feed him, I don't make a big deal. Like I know he knows how to. He just wants that extra TLC, that extra love.
Yeah.
And if me giving it to him doesn't hurt me, then why not give it to him? Why not give him that extra reassurance?
Yeah. Lately, he's been wanting us to feed him all the time and just wanting to be close and wanting to be with us all the time as soon as he gets home. Yeah. Which we don't mind, but sometimes it's difficult feeding him when we're eating together. Like, he won't let me eat.
Yeah, but that's why she's eating.
Yeah, I've managed.
And then I'll make my food later.
I've managed to learn how to eat with him, and sometimes if it's too difficult, I'll just wait until he goes to bed and then I'll eat.
Which is what I'm doing because I don't want him to eat my food.
Yeah. So we usually eat together. Yeah.
So usually they eat together and I eat separate, or if we all eat together, usually he won't eat what we're eating. So because he likes different things that we like, so usually we eat one after the other. So I'm gonna make my food to eat probably as we're like getting ready for bed. And that's kind of how we have to do it. The whole tagging off situation is kind of like that. So it just so happens they're eating the same thing, so he doesn't mind eating with her. But if she was eating something different, he was eating something different. He was like, I want that, whatever. So it's actually working out right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about you.
Come here.
Just don't sit on my pizza. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the truth behind the smiles. She's 2 years old. Want to say bye? Bye. I don't think they can see you. Come here. You sit on my lap and say bye. 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 Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Comment, like, subscribe.
And hit that bell icon so you get our notifications. We post every Tuesday, every Friday, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. So, yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.